Welcome and thanks for joining me for today's yoga booster. I am in a spot where I firmly believe we all need a yoga booster as much as we need the boosters that they're pushing on us in the world these days. So whether this is instead of or in addition to, please just know that this is super good for all parts of your being. Let's go ahead and get started in a nice big star shape. Your feet are at an angle. They're in preparation for you to start sinking into some nice squats. We're going to just start off strong. So you'll inhale here into this big full body stretch. Exhale, slow and controlled as you sink into this powerful stance. Rising up and down. Really striving to come to that place where your breath is slow, long, and controlled. And your movement matches that. Slow, controlled, and powerful. Next time you sink into that goddess squat, pause. Really just practice the art of breathing in the stillness, perhaps the intensity. Taking note of where perhaps you're straining and just really see if you're able to soften in those places. 1 or 2 more breaths. Rising up with control, staying in that spacious place, but turning your feet now so that they are parallel to each other. And on your next exhale, start floating down towards a forward fold, coming through that nice flat back, strong place, until your body tells you it's time to start rounding that spine. Then going to that relaxed, collapsed place, a real opportunity for letting go. And we will roll back up, striving to find that control of stacking the vertebra, really tapping into the mobility of the spine. And as you complete your inhale, that lengthening, reaching place. 2 more times into those slow, controlled folds. Deeply stretching the backs of those legs, really getting into all those back muscles and that spine. This last time, let go fully into the fold, and then instead of rolling all the way up, come to that halfway up place where your back is nice and flat and strong again. Hands are under your face. Perhaps you need a block. Otherwise, fingers are great. You'll take one arm up, following it with your eyes on your inhale, exhaling back down to center. Again, looking for that slow, controlled rhythm of dancing with your breath, going from side to side. Acknowledging that center place, at least long enough to just feel centered. Then opening up, ringing out in the 2 different directions. One last one. Once you center out this last time, give it a nice strengthening, lengthening inhale, and then fold back down into that fold. Surrendering, letting go, releasing, feeling, and then one last time, rolling up to that reaching star shape. Hands come down while we bring our feet together. We're going to come in and out of some chair squats now. So feet are about hip width apart or touching if that feels stable enough for you. We're going to again raise the arms up, full body stretch, this time extended mountain. And as you start to exhale, you'll sink down into your imaginary chair and reach back, giving those shoulders an opportunity to ring out. Coming in and out of that one, really just getting some flow going. Practicing that meditation and motion quality of moving with your breath. Practicing not rushing. One last time. This time, hold the chair And bring the arms either out in front of you or up in line with your ears, holding here. Breathing that power, again, practicing softening into perhaps the intensity. From here, arms start moving towards the floor, torso starts hinging towards the thighs, legs start to lengthen, and there you are in a forward fold. Letting go again. Back muscles release, mental tension releases. Back to the legs, deep stretch. From here, let's go ahead and plant those hands nice and firmly. Start walking those feet back until you find yourself in a plank pose. A nice opportunity for full body strengthening, tapping into that core. And we'll move from here to down dog. So taking those hips high, drawing your chest towards those thighs, and then rolling back to your plank. Stacking those shoulders over the wrists again. Finding your rhythm, that slow, controlled rhythm where you can really feel each part of your movement. You pause long enough to acknowledge the destination. Stay connected to your breath. Last time into that plank. Give it a few little extra moments of holding and really powering yourself up. And then let's lower towards the floor. Any variation is absolutely fine. Once you are there, let's go ahead and reach those arms along sides of us. You could interlace above your sacrum if that feels okay for you. And then you could play with picking your legs up off the floor. Breathing. Strengthening, wringing out, and practice softening into that and just being really present. Coming out with as much grace and control as you can muster. Curl those toes, float back into a brief child's pose. Heels, or buttocks moving towards heels. Head relaxed on the floor, back release, hip release. Rising up, this time to all fours. And once we are there, and we're nice and stable, coming back to the art of moving with your breath as you move into some rounds of cat-cow. Really looking to round that spine, and then arch that spine in as fluid of emotion as you can muster. Smooth, controlled. Bringing that to stillness, coming into left leg, and reaching it straight back behind you. Just really looking to lengthen it out of that hip socket. The movement with our breath will be to inhale here, exhale to cross your body and bring that knee towards the opposite elbow. A couple more times like that. That nice lengthening, and then that crossing the body. Last time back behind you. Let's go ahead and bend that leg and see if we can reach back for the ankle, coming into a nice balancing, back bending, shoulder wringing out. One more breath if you can. Most importantly, coming out nice and carefully. Once you have, bring that same left foot between your hands at the front of your mat. There you are in a nice deep lunge. You can either stay right here and just let that nice deep stretch take place, or we can add some reaching arms. So reaching up with the hands, with the heart, simultaneously sinking down with the pelvis. Most importantly, breathing. From here, we're going to go ahead and take both of those hands towards the inside of that front foot and take the left hand up towards the sky, creating a nice twisting lunge. If you would like, you could curl the toes on that back foot, pop that back knee off the floor, power it up a little more. Making your way out. Exhaling that hand down, dropping that back knee, rolling back. One time where you draw your seat towards your heel, you let that front foot peel off the floor, fold towards the floor, let that head go, deep stretch. And then as you roll forward, plant those hands again so you can take that left foot back. Before we switch sides, just a couple little wiggles with those hips. Just got into some deep places, so just kind of help that energy flow. And then when you feel ready, right leg is going to go back behind you, looking for that real lengthening. Exhaling to cross the body, knee towards opposite elbow, lengthening on the inhales. Looking for space wherever you can find it. And then that wringing out, squeezing, powering up. Next time that leg lengthens, stabilize, lengthen, bend, and reach with that opposite hand. And just explore where you're at here. Where can you wring out? Where can you open? Can you steady yourself? Most importantly, are you breathing? Make your way out with as much control as you can. That foot is going to come to the front of your mat. And again, the option of just holding here in your nice deep lunge or rising out of it. As you make your way to your next pose, both hands come to the inside of that front foot, and we'll take right arm up this time, reaching, twisting, still sinking that pelvis towards the floor, and breathing. Getting into some of those deep spots, striving to soften into them. Exhaling that hand down. Rocking back for some relief and a deep stretch in that front leg. Let the back go, let the head go. As you make your way out of this, let's bring that front foot to meet the back foot, and we'll sink down into a child's pose and let this be where we conclude. Give yourself a couple of moments there to just let all of that energy settle. It doesn't take very long to just really get into some deep spots and get some energy moving. So allow that strength to settle and just set the tone for yourself for whatever is next. Truly, I'm hoping that these little sessions serve you, and I really, truly believe that it's the consistency that's going to give you that major difference in your well-being and in your life, rather than feeling like you must do long, vigorous practices. I hope to see you again. Namaste.